Welcome, race fans, back to the Turn 3 Racing Network, and welcome back to our presentation of the All-Star Dirt Series. Hello, everyone. I am Cody Early, ready to bring you yet another exciting night of racing, and tonight we start the first of our three final races of the year. And tonight, as you see out on the racetrack, it is the Big Block Modifieds. Welcome, everyone, to Weedsport Speedway, where tonight I feel like we're going to see maybe some of the best racing that we've seen all year, because if you're familiar with Weedsport, this is the place that these Big Block Modifieds are best known for. When you think about the history of the Big Block Modifieds, you think about Weedsport Speedway, and there you see a good layout. This track somewhat has the D shape. Turns 1 and 2 tricky, especially on a big green flag run. 2x2 into turn 1 is tricky because really there's only one racing groove. As we see one of our drivers getting a little wild there out of turn 4. But 73 degrees tonight. There is about a 52% chance we could see some rain showers. Partly cloudy skies. There's a good view off into the distance. Of course, this track, I love this track, and then I hate this track. I mean, that's just the similarities that you get, because if you get a real tacky track here, it's a fun place to race. But tonight looks like track length, or track temperature-wise, 66 degrees, so I would say a very comfortable night for the racers, and hopefully a very good night for us, the race fans. There you see right now, practice is up on the screen. Last week's winner, John Crooks, has the fastest time right now with a 15.365. Kinzer Chrisman, we'll pull him up on the screen. We'll get a good look at Kinzer. Look at that number 11 car. Absolutely love that. Of course, each and every week we try to get with him. Well, and he gets a little wild and crazy up there off of turn number 2. Here's a good look at Jeremy Beekner. Beekner there in that number 1 machine. And, well, it says number 1. His number is 02. But Jeremy going to be carrying one of our onboard cameras tonight here from Weedsport Speedway, getting a good look at that 02 machine he's going to pull up. And it looks like take a break from hot laps, so we'll go out and see who else we got out on the racetrack. There's the number 18 machine of David Castelli. Castelli out turning some laps, and he's running right there on the back bumper of Wesley Fuller. Wesley Fuller there in that 35 machine. And so hot laps continuing here at Weedsport Speedway. We count down to tonight's racing action. We hope you're going to stick with us tonight. We got a great show. As I mentioned, the first of our final 3 races here from Weedsport Speedway. We'll have more on the Turn 3 Racing Network coming up in moments. Stay right there.
MAV TV presents the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Feel the thunder here in the heartland of America.
4-car battle for the lead out of turn 4. Oh!
To the inside, contact, 4 laps to go.
They're banging sheet metal.
Who's gonna get it at the line? Wow!
What a race.
Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
At 107 Tire and Service Center, we pride ourselves on being professional and reliable while giving you an honest service at an affordable price. From alternators, brakes, and computer diagnostics to motors and transmissions, most repairs come with a 12-month and 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor. Need tires? We have those too. Major brands such as Cooper, Hankook, Michelin, and more. We are a family-owned and operated business located at 6256 Irwin Highway, Chuckey, Tennessee. Call or stop by today for a quote or repair. 423-620-4970.
Welcome back to the Turn 3 Racing Network's presentation of the All-Star Dirt Series here on a Thursday night. Man, it's been fun so far in 2020 bringing you these races as we get ready for another big event tonight. As you notice, we are live here at Weedsport Speedway. We got a good look there a few minutes ago at the dimensions of the racetrack. You know, this is just one of those cool racetracks. You know, it's unique, but it is that love-hate relationship. You'll see drivers that are happy all night, and then you're going to see some drivers that just flat out are glad we never come back here. Let's take a look right now. 41, that is Barry McCarty. Barry McCarty out on the racetrack, and he is working his way around this racetrack. Still John Crooks out front. He is our fastest time so far with a 15.9. No, wait. Yeah, 15.02. Yeah, there we go. Knew I had it somewhere. His last time was what clocked up there on the screen with a 16.1, so I knew he was a lot faster than that, than what we had seen already tonight. Points coming in. 3 points separating A.J. Renfro from Matt Sanders. Of course, Matt Sanders not with us last week, so he fell out of that top spot. A.J. Renfro now at the top of the points. 3 points back to Matt Sanders. Still, John Crooks, 15 points out of that top spot. I would say mathematically he's still in the mix. Of course, I wouldn't count out Kenzer Chrisman, who is 34 points out of the top spot. And Jeremy Beekner sets fifth. He's 50 points out with this race, and of course, 2 more to go. We'll take a week off. On April the 22nd, we'll fire up the 410 sprint cars from Volusia. Final time we'll fire up the sprint cars. And then to close out the month of April and the 2020 season, or 2021 season rather, we'll fire up the super late models from Cedar Lake Speedway. That'll be on April the 29th right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Well, the countdown to fast time qualifying. That's right, we are going to be getting ready to jump right into our fast time qualifying here in just a little bit. And if you've not watched the All-Star Dirt Series, a unique process when it comes to our fast time qualifying. One driver at a time. We'll get an opportunity to go out and make some noise and try to set the fastest time. Now, it is pretty cool the way this works out because it does give the drivers the opportunity to, well, as I would say, see a racetrack without any other competitors on it. To me, that just sounds like a great idea, especially when you're out there trying to set fast time. And that is exactly what these drivers are doing at the moment as we continue to see these drivers work around the racetrack here at Weedsport, getting some of our good camera angles. Of course, I always want to thank the folks at the Turn 3 Racing Network, getting a good look at the crowd that has rolled in here so far. A really good crowd to get things started out. Expect that to fill up as we get closer to race time tonight for the All-Star Dirt Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, leading into tonight's main event. Right now, looking at the call sheet, looks like we have 11 All-Star Dirt Series competitors signed up and ready to go. So 11 competitors tonight will call the gate. And we are getting ready, just moments away from fast time qualifying. So they're telling me in the headset, one more break before we get ready to go fast time qualifying. We'll step away one more time and come back and see who sits on the pole for tonight's festivities here from Weedsport Speedway. You're watching the All-Star Dirt Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
At Marvel's Portable Welding Incorporated, they've strived for over 35 years to make their name stand out in great customer service and quality work. They know the two go hand in hand. Without the support of Southern Delaware, they could not continue to grow and provide the services they do today. Their welders have many years of experience and are certified in both structural steel and pipe. They're committed to getting the job done right, and that's what makes the difference. Marvels looks forward to working with you and thanks you for the opportunity to show you how they strive to be Southern Delaware's #1 welding shop. Marvels Portable Welding. Find them on Facebook.
Hello, my name is Benny Boudreau and I created the Spring Rhythm app. The Spring Rhythm app allows someone who doesn't have access to a Spring Smasher to be able to set their car up to their manufacturer's suggested install loads and center to centers, as well as be able to figure out their dynamic loads, as well as make adjustments to them to make their handling of their car better. For someone who does have a Spring Smasher, Spring Rhythm will greatly reduce the amount of time to figure out those new stack setups by allowing for instantaneous spring rate changes as well as load changes. Spring Rhythm will even make sure that your setup doesn't coil bind at the loads that you're trying to hit. For only $4.99 a month, you too can have access to the same information that top late model teams across the country are using to gain a competitive advantage.
Welcome back to Weedsport Speedway, the All-Star Dirt Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as we get ready for fast time qualifying here from Weedsport Speedway. Once again, hey, we thank you for joining us wherever you're watching tonight. We feel free to, feel free to give us a comment here on the Facebook page. Better yet, give us a share if you're checking it out here on the YouTube channel. Let's see. Hey, Wes! That was from Ellen Fuller. So Ellen Fuller giving us a shout-out on the YouTube page. So thank you, Ellen, for watching tonight. Wes is going to be out getting ready for fast time qualifying here in just a little bit. Brian Shepard, Barry McCarty, and Robert Colgan should be our first three drivers that'll be going out to take quick time. I think we got some drivers still out on the racetrack, and there you see a good look at David Castelli. He's went ahead and parked his race car there in the infield. Barry McCarty is actually still out on the racetrack, getting some laps in. There you see that unique line in turn one. Let's see a good look at that when he comes back around. Well, there's such a unique way you have to attack turn one. especially 2x2. You gotta trust whoever's there. And I see the big block modifieds love to go in and fade high and then turn down and catch that dog leg. Late models, that is a whole lot harder. I feel like the late models here at Weedsport, they're so heavy getting into turn one that when they wash up, they really wash up. And there you see Barry McCarty. He's going to go way high. We'll see if we can't get one of our in-car cameras dialed in with Barry here as he's out making some final preparations before we get ready to go fast time qualifying. Taking a good look. There's a really good attack. You come down, you have to pinch that turn one wall, and then you simply fade out. Really good entry to turn one. So interesting to see how that 41 machine does tonight, especially with the attack he's got. He's been able to really sink that race car down into turn one. So I think that'll be a big key tonight. We get ready to wrap up our hot lap session here from Weedsport Speedway, and I do believe the race officials have told them, hey, let's get ready to turn it in. Let's get ready to go qualifying. Brian Shepard should be the first driver that we see out on the racetrack. We'll see if Brian makes a call to the gate, but I do believe he is the very first driver that is up to make an attempt in our fast time qualifying tonight. We mentioned 11 All-Star Dirt Series drivers going to be up and on the racetrack tonight. Should be very interesting. Of course, we'll go through our heat races coming up, and that will lead into our feature event tonight as we have fast time qualifying, patiently waiting for our fast time qualifying to get underway. And it's saying Brian Shepard should be our first driver to come out onto the racetrack, so we'll patiently wait. In the number 2 hole should be Barry McCarty, the driver you just seen there a few moments ago, and then Robert Colgan should be our third driver to take the racetrack for fast time qualifying. There, as you see, a good look at this racing surface. This surface not exactly dried out just yet. I think temperature-wise, we keep that cool temperature tonight. We will we'll see these drivers possibly get a better lap. Looks like a change-up in our qualifying order. Here comes Barry McCarty. Barry McCarty going to be the first driver out on the racetrack in that 41 machine. He's going to go to the attack early, and there you see beautiful looking ride for Barry as he goes his first lap with a 15.297 on lap number 1. We'll see what he can pick up. Can he do so on lap number 2? His time looks like a 15.28, so a 15.28 for Barry McCarty. He is going to set the pace, and that's going to bring us, I do believe, to our second driver to take quick time as we wait on Robert Colgan. There you see a good look at that 94 out of the state of Indiana, the Clowney Racing D's Motorsports entry 94. Of course, Robert, one of our regulars here in the series, been a regular solid competitor all season long. Comes into this event, finds himself 13th in the points. Still waiting to see him actually go out on the racetrack. Might have been something up there with right away with Brian Shepard. He wasn't able to get on, and there it looks like we have got Robert Colgan. He is rolling out of the pit road, coming into turn 1, and he comes into your view, and it looks like Robert Colgan is going to get ready to go and put out a first lap. Love that car. Love that purple and black look on that 94. He's going to be our second qualifier, looking to beat a 15.29. 15.29 was what the scoring chart officially gave Barry McCarty. So we'll see if he can do that. Off of turn 4, here comes Robert Colgan. Colgan, big slide in turn 1. That's what I'm talking about. These big blocks really slide that turn well. I don't know if it's the way the tires lay out on these cars or what, but it just doesn't feel that way in a late model. Real sharp in turn 4, a little wiggly. And Robert Colgan's going to come across the line. His second lap is quicker, but not enough. He goes 15.57 for Robert Colgan. So he will pick up on lap 2, just not enough to move him up into that top spot. David Castelli will be our next driver to go out. David Castelli is going to roll out onto the racetrack. Of course, David out of Decatur, Illinois, in that number 18 machine. Got a good look at that 18 car earlier there. You see he's already out on the racetrack ready to go. David Castelli out of Decatur, Illinois, in the Need Speed Motorsports Raz Energy machine. Love the look of that 18 car, and he's carrying one of our Turn 3 Racing Network in-car cameras. Let's go on board with David Castelli. see attacking turns 1 and 2. Now going to go to the middle of the racetrack, see if he can't. Well, he washes high, and then he comes down a way wide. I know we wasn't happy with that turn 4, but Castelli's first lap goes a 15.89. That's going to have him third quickest so far. We'll see if he can do anything much better in turn 2 that time. Castelli way high in 3 and 4, going to try to pull it back down. Good turnout in turn 4. Does that lap take him to the top of the board? No. 15.739. 15.739 for the 18 machine. And David Castelli, third quickest overall. That is going to roll out, I do believe, Jason Matson. We'll see and make sure. I do believe Jason Matson should be the next driver to come out and take quick time. There you see Matson out on the racetrack in that 86 machine. Matson out of Lenoir, North Carolina in the Phenom PC Shady Rays. Butt kicker, NSM wraps, NSM photos. Number 86 machine. He's out on the racetrack to get ready to make his first lap. Good exit there off of turn number 4. Coming into this event, Jason Madison finds himself 7th in the points, 114 points out of the top spot. Can't say completely out of it with 3 races to go, but a big mountain for him to climb as he works out of turn number 4 and comes across the line. Matson's first lap had him second. His second lap, quick time. He goes 15.185. 15.185 for Jason Matson, and he will go to the top of the board. Noticing this track starting to pick up a little as that lap there much quicker. Lap 2 for him was much quicker. And we have a new fast time to beat, and that's going to bring out Wesley Fuller. Wesley Fuller in that 35 machine. Of course, Wesley out of Maryville, Missouri in the Busch Light Gutter Pro Joka Graphix Titletown Bar and Grill 35 machine. Love the Busch Light colors on that 35. And as always, he is carrying one of our Turn 3 Racing Network cameras. Let's see if Wesley Fuller can go to the top of the board. He's got to beat a 15.19. 15.19 to do so out of turn 4. This is Wesley Fuller. Fuller looks like that first lap was a 15.361. 15.361. Still got time to improve. Really good turn 3 and 4 right through the center. He'll come across the line. Does he better himself on lap 2? No. He goes 15.48. 15.48 on lap number 2. One more shot to try to get it done. Wesley Fuller out of turn 4. Can he do anything for this final lap? No. He goes 15.45. 15.45. So Fuller cannot improve, and that's going to bring out, love the colors. The 02 is the number, but they fly the number 1. This is Jeremy Buechner. Buechner in the B&B Wraps Turtle Bay Lodge 5-Star Cycles BWR Racing Machine. This is Jeremy Buechner. Buechner out on the racetrack, comes into this event 5th in points, 50 points out of that top spot. Very well could make things interesting if he can put together 3 solid races here. And then, of course, Volusia, the 410s, and Cedar Lake, the Super Lake models right now. His first lap, 15.162, new fast time. Can he improve on lap number 2? No. Yes, he does. He goes 15.574, 15.574. So, no, he does not improve. 15.16. 15.16 with his first lap, and he's going to go ahead and shut down the 02 machine. And that is going to bring out a guy that I feel like on the tour has gotten better each and every week. That is the 11X of Kinzer Chrisman out of St. John's, Kansas. In the contender, Esports, Chrisman Race Engines, 5-Star Graphics, Davis Electric, number 11X, that is Kinzer Chrisman. And Kinzer always carries one of our Turn 3 Racing Network onboard cameras. We'll take a look as Kinzer works the bottom groove here in 3 and 4 at Weedsport. Chrisman's first lap, fast time. He goes a 15.14. We're in the 14s. 15.146 the total for Kinzer Chrisman. He goes top of the board. Lap 2 looks quicker. And no, 15.21. Man, that lap 2 looked like he got through 3 and 4 much better. But right now, Kinzer Chrisman on top of the board. Out of turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Kinzer Chrisman makes his presence known. He goes to the top of the board, and he will put that 11X for right now on the point. But the guy that everybody was chasing in hot laps is getting ready to roll out. Finally got his first points win. Last time out, John Crooks, UMP Modified Lamaland winner. First time he won a points race. Now, that would be his second race on the tour. He picked up the All-Star race in Knoxville. John Crooks right there in the 62 out of Evansville, Indiana. The CMG FX Crooks Motorsports 62. John Crooks' first lap looking to beat a 15:14. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Why not? 15:11. John Crooks goes 15:11. And he will go to the top of the board. John Crooks wasted no time. We thought that 15:14 was fast. He went 15:11. He goes quicker. 15:07, closing in on 14. Closing in on the 14-second range is John Crooks, and he simply is the smooth operator. I know that is already a nickname handed out, but I'm telling you what, he is smooth around this racetrack. He is going to go to the point. The only guy that I feel like could rally and possibly get that if you go by the practice scores is the guy we're getting ready to see out next, the guy that has dominated this tour so far. He has 7 wins in the 2021 campaign. 7. We didn't see him at Limaland, so not really sure exactly, maybe some car issues or something, but we didn't see Matt Sanders at Limaland, and right now we are waiting on Matt to come out and take a time. Matt, of course, as we talked about coming into this event, now 3 points out of the top spot. Matt Sanders second in points behind A.J. Renfro, and those are the 2 drivers still yet to qualify. So we'll see if we get those 2 out on the racetrack. It looks like we're going to get Matt to roll out. There he is, the green and black. Love that look. Just slick and mean. Out of Brookings, Oregon, the Logitech GTR Simulators 24, that is Matt Sanders. Sanders squeezing that bottom of 1 and 2 so smooth. Didn't even sound like he was really on the gas working in 1 and 2. He's going to fade down. Good look at that turn 3 line. There's a good shot down the front straightaway. Matt Sanders' first lap looking to be the 15:08. He does not, but he gets close. 15:10. 15:10 for Matt Sanders, second quickest. Sanders, middle of the racetrack now. He squeezes down a little bit more. On to the front straightaway. Matt Sanders, lap number 2. Can he go any quicker than 15:08? Lap 2 is a 15:01. New fast time. Matt Sanders. Wow, wasn't with us last week, but before that he put a stretch of wins together that went all the way back to February, and Matt Sanders goes 15:01. New fast time and put that 24 machine on the front row of the heat race, and only 1 driver left that can dethrone him from the point, and that is the current points leader in the All-Star Dirt Series. Rolling out on the racetrack in the 25 out of Hayesville, Kansas, the Contender Esports, Crispin Race Engines, 5-Star Graphics, Davis Electric. It is A.J. Renfro. A.J. carrying one of our Turn 3 Racing Networks. Let's see what he can do, see if he can take that top spot away from Matt Sanders here in fast time qualifying. Sanders, or A.J. Renfro's first lap nowhere near. He was a 15.63 way down the list. We'll see what lap 2 can do for our points leader. He will improve to 4th. He goes 15.14. 15.14 in one final time. He'll go through 3 and 4. And let's see if A.J. Renfro can get up there. If not, it's going to be Matt Sanders once again starting on the front row. And Renfro will not improve. He goes 15.18, 15.18. So there you go. Fast time qualifying. It is Matt Sanders. Matt Sanders showing the way and picking up the fast time qualifying for the All-Star Dirt Series here in our quick time qualifying. Man, what a time is. We're seeing somebody else. Brian Shepard, there we go. I was wondering if we was going to get Brian out there. Let's go back to our leaderboard. Brian Shepard, who was originally supposed to get fast time qualifying started in that 05 machine. Out there getting some lap turns now. His first lap. Shepard's first time is a 15.98, 15.98. 11th quickest for Shepard, 15.98. He will go for lap number 2. He's working that high side, trying to find that cushion, something to lean on. And he comes off a turn 4. Will he improve? He will. He'll go 15.64, so bump him up to 10th. 10th for Brian Shepard Jr. In that Bang Energy 05 machine, looks like he is going to come off a turn 4 one final time, and we will see if he can improve anymore. No, he goes 15.58. 15.58. So that will close up our fast time qualifying, and there you see the leaderboard on the left side of the screen. It is Matt Sanders holding on to that top spot. He is going to hang on and pick up the fast time over John Crooks. Kinzer Chrisman in the third spot. AJ Renfro going to round out the top three in fast time qualifying. Big block modifieds here at Weedsport. If you like that, you're going to love our heat racing as we are getting ready to roll into our heat races tonight. As we take a look at that qualifying result on your screen, Matt Sanders, 15:01. That is crazy. 15:01 for Matt Sanders. Second place was, well, not far off. John Crooks is there. We'll see how that shakes out as we go on. Right now, it's time to take a look at your starting grid. We're ready for heat race number one, and that starting lineup looks just like this. We're going to roll out Matt Sanders on the front row to his outside. This ought to be a good heat race. Kinzer Chrisman in that 11 machine. Row 2 will be Jeremy Beekner and Barry McCarty. Row 3 will be Robert Colgan and David Castelli. That will be our first heat race here from Weedsport Speedway as we get ready to go heat racing. First of two All-Star Dirt Series heat races out on the racetrack right now. And there you see a good look at these drivers as they work around this racetrack. Our Turn 3 Racing Network cameras. Kinzer Chrisman's going to be carrying one of those on the outside of the front row. Another camera going to be in this one, and it's going to be on the 94 of Robert Colgan. Colgan going to be wearing one of our Turn 3 Racing Network cameras just off his right shoulder. So hopefully going to give us some really good views as we get ready to go racing tonight here from Weedsport. Heat race number one, 10 laps on the board. Matt Sanders, 7-time winner on the series so far in 2021. Last week, didn't see him in the UMP Modifieds at Lima Land. We'll see if he can redeem himself and get things going in the right direction this week here at Weedsport. 10 laps on the board. Heat race number one for the All-Star Dirt Series. Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Cody Early. Thank you so much for spending your Thursday nights with us. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. Green flag in the air and a good look as they dive off into turn one. Man, Sanders worked that bottom. Kinzer Chrisman plenty of time, but the caution flag going to be a no-go. Going to be a no-go on lap one, turn one. Looks like Barry McCarty might have had a little bit of trouble. We'll see if we can't get a good look at what might have happened here for Barry in that 41 machine. Got up against that outside retaining wall and a little bit of help. I would say a little bit of help there. Shepard got into the back bumper of that 41, so looks like the 41 of Barry McCarty is going to get things turned back around, and we will work to get things lined back up once again as the caution flag will come out as we get into turn one. I said that turn one is going to be the tricky place. Turn one is a very, very interesting layout. There you see our new spectator cam. That's giving you a look exactly what the fans are seeing here from Weedsport Speedway, and that's what I like about this place. I mean, there's not a bad seat in this entire venue. I mean, we're talking all the way around this racetrack. Plenty of good views. There you see a good look at the crowd. Love seeing the crowds out tonight as the lights are still out. No, they're still on the iRacing pace truck. Looked like there for a minute they might have turned them off, but they're still on, so at least we're going to get one more lap. Loving the view, of course, as always, high above the racetrack with our Turn 3 Racing Network blimp cam. Actually a little lower tonight than normal. We got some pretty good clouds that have moved in here to Weedsport Speedway, so we'll see if we can't keep our blimp safe but at a good distance. Still looking for lap one here of our All-Star Dirt Series heat race number one. We'll have one more heat to go, and then of course we'll take a few moments to get the track warmed up, and then we'll get ready to go into our feature race tonight. It looks like lights will go out this time on the iRacing Chevrolet Silverado. That's going to line us up and get ready to go here for heat race number one. An early caution set us behind. We got to give a shout out to our sponsors, TJR, Travis Auto Repair, Upstate Body Shop, and Joka Graphix. Thank you so much for being a part and supporting the All-Star Dirt Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Looks like they are starting to roll their way towards 3 and 4. The iRacing Chevrolet Silverado going to take that right turn, and we're going to stack them up 2 by 2. Matt Sanders, Kinzer Chrisman, Jeremy Beekner, Robert Colgan, green flag. Really good look into one. Everybody went straight to the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like things kind of sorted out there from third on back. And there you see Matt Sanders, Kinzer Chrisman, everybody fighting for that bottom groove. I really thought the middle was going to be the place to be, and that's exactly where it looks like. The 18 of David Castelli is working the middle line is Robert Colgan there. Good battle. Robert Colgan and Barry McCarty, they are side by side back here, and that is fighting for that 5th and 6th spot. Good side by side battle. Oh, a little contact there from McCarty. We mentioned he's carrying one of our Turn 3 Racing Network cameras. We'll go on board to that 41 now as he works in the 5th spot. McCarty working the bottom of the racetrack. Really good run there into 3. Going to go right to the back bumper of David Castelli. Can he do anything with him, though, as the laps start to wind down? 6 to go here in heat race number 1. In the meantime, as we see them go single file, we look out front. Kinzer Chrisman is right there. He's been somewhat on the back bumper of our leader, Matt Sanders. About 2-3 car lengths, but I tell you what, been kind of impressive with that 11 as we look out the front windshield. That's the Matt Sanders ride. Flop over to our, there we go, Kinzer Chrisman camera. There you see the battle for the lead. That is the gap from 1st to 2nd on your screen right now. Of course, Jeremy Beekner almost close to a 1.5 seconds off the pace, but I'm telling you, Kinzer Chrisman has been right there with Matt Sanders through this first heat race, and that's a pretty good sign for that number 11X. He's been somewhat competitive here towards the stretch, just not been able to get that win. As popsicle sticks will go in the air this time for Matt Sanders out of turn 4. Sanders looking to pick up another heat win to add to his resume here on the All-Star Dirt Series. We'll take a look back through the field. Man, they're still racing. Oh, and contact there with the 18 of David Castelli and Robert Colgan. They make contact. Barry McCarty now in that mix as the white flag comes out. Exciting racing everywhere. It's usually how it goes here with the All-Star Dirt Series. Matt Sanders, turns 3 and 4. Started on the point. Looks like he is going to close out this heat race on the point. He'll do so. Coming across the line, it's Matt Sanders. It's Kinzer Chrisman, Jeremy Beekner, David Castelli, Barry McCarty, and Robert Colgan rounding out the field here in heat race number 1. So a good solid heat race number 1. We'll show the results up on your screen. Matt Sanders, Chrisman, Beekner, Castelli, McCarty, and Colgan. That is going to start the starting lineup as we get ready to fire up heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 getting ready to roll out. We'll take a look at that starting lineup now. Last week's winner, John Crooks, he's going to go from the point to his outside. The current points leader in the All-Star Dirt Series, A.J. Renfro in that 25. Jason Matson in the 86 will go inside row 2. Wesley Fuller in the 35 car. He'll go outside of row number 2. And on the inside of row 3 and rounding out the field, that is the 05 of Brian Shepard Jr. There you go. A good starting lineup look as we get ready to go racing here in heat race number 2. Of course, setting the field for tonight's feature race, which will be coming up here shortly. Final 3 races of 2021. Crazy to think we'll go to Volusia next week. We'll break out the 410 sprint cars for the final time this year, and then we'll turn up the super late models from Cedar Lake Speedway to close out the 2021 All-Star Dirt Series season. And we'll crown a champion. Right now, A.J. Renfro, 3-point advantage over Matt Sanders. But I'm telling you what, Sanders showed a little muscle in heat race number 1. It will be interesting to see if he flexes any muscle in the feature tonight, which will be coming up a little bit later on. We will take a little break coming up as we get into our warm-up. There you see John Crooks and A.J. Renfro already kind of leaning on each other down the back straightaway as that Chevrolet Silverado pace truck starts to work its way into turns 3 and 4. It will take that hard right-hand turn, and there you see a good look from our spectator cam. We are getting ready to go green, and we'll do so almost a big jump too soon for Renfro, and Crooks will get back on the throttle. Side-by-side battle there for second. A.J. Renfro to the outside of Jason Matson. Take a look. Jason Matson now up to that second spot. 2x2 still for the top 2. A.J. Renfro gets the advantage. Good line. Oh, and here comes Wesley Fuller. Fuller now making his presence known, looking for a podium spot here in heat race number 2. They all work the middle to high side of the racetrack. We'll go on board with that 35 of Wesley Fuller and see exactly what he's seeing out the front windshield, and that is a good battle for second. A.J. Renfro, Jason Matson, side by side. They're going into turn 3. Side-by-side battle for second and a really good view as we watch them two go inside 1 and 2. That's hard to do. To work side-by-side, you've got to trust the driver that you're racing with. And really good racing right now for second and third, but that is what it is for. Second and third is the guy on your screen. John Crooks in that 62 machine has set sail right now, leading by almost a second and a half over Jason Madison. It looks like Madison and Renfro have decided to work it out single file. Single file for the moment for that second spot. And then you have to go back a little bit to Wesley Fuller. And oh, Fuller's up against the outside retaining wall. Not sure if that will bring out a caution, but man, oh man, Fuller went for a ride down the front straightaway and into turn one. Not sure what led to that, but that 35 machine, when the camera got back around to him, we got a really good look at the bottom side of his big block modified. I don't know if that's exactly the view that Wesley Fuller was wanting to give you, but you did get a really good view at the bottom of that race car. As there you go back to our leader. Leader right now is the 62 of John Crooks working around this racetrack. Second place, Jason Madsen. Third place, A.J. Renfro. Right now, that's going to put A.J. outside row number 3 if that's where he finishes, and that's going to be it's going to be some work. Going to have some work to do if he wants to try to catch the leader out of Heat 1. That is, of course, Matt Sanders. White flag in the air for the final time. Winner of the All-Star race earlier this year in Knoxville. Finally got his first points win. Last time out in the UNP Modifieds at Limaland. Heat number 2 is going to go to John Crooks, the 62. Going to pick up the checkered flag. Second place, Jason Madsen. Third place is going to be A.J. Renfro. A.J. Renfro going to round out the field here in heat race number 2. So evidently those drivers are going to have some work to do on those race cars. We've got some work to do. We're going to take a break, and we are going to come back. We are ready to go feature racing in moments. You are watching the All-Star Dirt Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Feature action coming up.
You wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
In motorsports, knowledge and horsepower matter. With Vic Hill Race Engines, you get both. From carrying Berkey and Brady Smith to their final wins to off-road stars like Jeremy McGrath, Mayan Spaccarelli, and Jeff Seifert, Vic Hill engines are for everyone. Just ask local drivers Jason Trammell, Greg Estes, and Chris Combs. The experience of 25 years behind the wheel and under the hood is what you get when buying one of their engines. From turnkey race cars to custom suspension setups, they do everything in shop. As Vic himself says, winning is the goal. Good relationships with our customers is how it happens. Visit VicHillRaceEngines.com on the web right now for more information.
When it rains, it drains. Call Houston Guttering for commercial or residential guttering work. With over 20 years experience, owner and operator Kerry Houston can take care of you. Plus, they give free estimates, repairs on 5 and 6-inch gutters, window screens, blown attic insulation. They take care of you with all work guaranteed. Call 931-267-5803. That's 931-267-5803. Or check them out on Facebook. In Middle Tennessee, there's only one name to know. That's Houston Guttering. Call them today.
Welcome back to Weedsport Speedway. We get ready for our feature action tonight here from Weedsport Speedway. Right now, our fast qualifier and, of course, the guy that picked up heat race number 1, Matt Sanders, is going to chat with him. Matt, good to have you back. Missed you last time out at Lima Land. Looks like you've got that 24 machine dialed in here for Weedsport.
Yeah, she's going good.
Man, tell us what it's like to get around this place. I know turns 1 and 2, I feel like people complain about turns 1 and 2 all the time, especially too wide going down into that turn.
Oh yeah, it's just a tight. It just pinches you off going in there. Once you get into the corner though, it widens out. So, but it's just really, this track's just a really tiptoey track. You got to get around. If you can get around the bottom really smooth and not spin the tires, it's usually pretty fast.
Well, man, we appreciate you chatting with us for a second to get ready to suit up for the feature, and we wish you the best of luck.
All right, thanks.
There you go, tonight's Heat 1 winner. He's going to start on the point. I tell you, he's been impressive to say the least this season. 7 career wins. We didn't have him on the racetrack when we were at Lima Land, so good to have him back. Good to have him racing this weekend as we get ready for our final feature of the night. That means we are counting down to the final green flag and, of course, checkered flag. Feature time coming up. You're watching the All-Star Dirt Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Are you wanting your business to stand out? Well, now is the time to get torqued. Joka Graphix in Greenville is your one-stop shop for everything in the graphic design world. Josh Myers can take your business to the next level. Joka Graphix specializes in screen printing for your business, your hobby, or just you. Joka Graphix can even take care of all your motorsports needs. For top quality products, affordable pricing, and great customer service, call Joka Graphix today.
The drivers are lined up on the front straightaway. That means it's time to go feature racing, and we're doing so tonight here from Weedsport. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for tonight's main event. Starting lineup, it is Matt Sanders rolling off inside row number 1 in the 24 machine. To his outside, the guy who is red hot here as of late, the 62 of John Crooks. Inside of row number 3, it's going to be the 11X of Kinzer Chrisman. To his outside, a guy that showed a lot of muscle so far here today at Weedsport. That is the 86 of Jason Matson. Inside of row number 3, Jeremy Beekner. Jeremy Beekner in that 02 machine. And to his outside, the current points leader in the All-Star Dirt Series. That is AJ Renfro. Inside row number 4, it'll be the 18 of David Castelli. To his outside, the 05 of Brian Shepard Jr. Inside of row number 5, it is going to be Barry McCarty in the 41 machine. Working to his outside in the 10th spot, the 35 of Wesley Fuller. And rounding out the field, it'll be the number 94 of Robert Colgan. There you go. That is the starting lineups. We are ready to go racing from Weedsport. Heat racing done. Qualifying done. It is time to crown a champion here at Weedsport. There you see that front row highlighting those two, because I think those two may get ready to put on a show here to close out. Lights are out on the iRacing Silverado Pace Truck. 35 laps will go on the board. The first of our final 3 races in the 2021 campaign, and we are ready to go racing at Weedsport. Only trip here to Weedsport Speedway, and there you see them 2x2 in turn 3 and 4. Flagman ready to drop the hammer as we get ready to go racing Weedsport Speedway style for the All-Star Dirt Series. Sanders, Crooks make it into the turn. Everybody else trying to sort through. Oh, it looks like the 41 of Barry McCarty is going to loop it, but it looks like we are going to stay green. Top 3 under a blanket, flipping back now to that battle. There you see the 02 of Jeremy Beekner, Kinzer Chrisman, and the 25 of AJ Renfro. That is a good battle right now off of turn 2, but they all follow Matt Sanders, and Matt Sanders has got company. We talked about it in the opening, that 62 of John Crooks. Very good angle at Matt Sanders diving into turns 1 and 2. John Crooks going to see if he can do anything with him. Let's jump on board with that 62. He works to try to catch our leader, Matt Sanders. So far, 3 laps caution-free. Oh, you see the front end. I love the look of these big block modifieds when they launch that left front tire up in the air. Crooks is there. Crooks methodically working on the back bumper, trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Oh, and Crooks up against the outside retaining wall. Just barely gets contact with the 86, but the caution flag has came out. Caution flag will come out. I want to say we got 4 laps complete. We'll take a look, see what might have brought out the yellow flag. Oh, and there was the yellow flag. I was going to say, I don't think the flagman threw the yellow for Crooks climbing the outside retaining wall. We'll see if we can't get a look here. And the 05 of Brian Shepard up against the outside retaining wall. Not sure what might have happened there. Not sure either. David Castelli is in the pit road, so not sure what might have brought out the yellow, but it looks like 2 by 2. We'll start to line them back up again. Official timing and scoring says we got 5 laps in. We'll see if that doesn't restart. But I tell you what, keep an eye on that battle up front. John Crooks, for a moment there, looked like he had enough momentum. It looks like Crooks went ahead and took that 62 to the pit. Trying to get some work done before we get ready to go back green. Matt Sanders now going to have a new driver to his outside. That is Jason Matson. He showed some muscle in the heat race. We'll see if he can do anything here. With the 7-time winner on the series, Matt Sanders, Kinzer Chrisman, row 2. Jeremy Beekner now is going to bump up there to the outside of row 2. He'll be in the 4th spot. As they work their way around the Weedsport Speedway, the lights are out on the iRacing Silverado pace truck. And it looks like we'll get ready to go green next time by. Hey, we want to invite you. Coming up in 2 weeks, we'll be back in action. The final 2 races of the year. April 22nd, we'll have the 410 sprint cars at Volusia. And then we'll turn around and close out the year. Final week of the month of April, we'll close it out here in this springtime with the Super Lake models at Cedar Lake to close out the 2021 campaign. Pace truck starts to work off. Drivers 2 by 2. Green flag, Matt Sanders and Jason Matson back on the loud pedal. Oh, Jeremy Beekner gets the inside of Kinzer Chrisman. We'll see if they sort it out down the back straightaway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight single file racing before we get to our first side-by-side battle. Looked like the 94 of Robert Colgan was going to put a little bit of pressure there on Wesley Fuller. They start to sort it out. Now the battle for John Crooks. Can he get back up through the field? He is going to work his way around Barry McCarty. Points leader, A.J. Renfro. Tough break for him. He's back here running way back in the 9th spot, so not sure if he's having some trouble with the 25 machine, but he is riding way back in the back of the pack, and it looks like Matt Sanders starting to make a gap. He's already 1 second ahead of our second place Jason Matson, who is under pressure, and Kinzer Chrisman, who's putting the pressure on the 86. He's got Wesley Fuller and Jeremy Beekner all over his back bumper. We'll go on board with Wesley Fuller. Crazy to hear these drivers work this gas, this throttle. Oh, and Fuller got in there a little hot on Beekner. Beekner going to wash up high. We'll see if they're going to get it sorted out. Off of turn 2, they do, but they go side by side, and now the attention jumps up to the battle for second. Jason Matson, who had a really good opening from Kinzer Chrisman, and Chrisman has went and jumped all over the back bumper, and now going to try to make the move. Let's go inside that 11X. There you see Kinzer Chrisman, and here comes Jason Matson lifting that left front tire up in the air as they work into 1 and 2, and that green dot that you see that is getting smaller and smaller is our leader. That is Matt Sanders, and Sanders starting to show a little distance now, a 2.5 second gap, as it looked like Kinzer Chrisman might have caught the tire there in 3 and 4. We'll go back and look through the field. Here is that really good battle. Jeremy Beekner and Wesley Fuller, they've been side by side for the last couple of laps trying to get things sorted out. And you might ask, where is John Crooks? There you see him sneaking into your picture. The 62, with 22 laps to go, has rallied back up to 6th. I would have to think, oh, and Beekner goes around. Beekner goes around. I don't know if that was off the front of Wesley Fuller or not. But the All-Star Dirt Series caution flag will come back out, and we will see if there was any contact there with Beekner and Wesley Fuller. There you see a good battle off of turn 2. They'll dive down into 1. Fuller got in high. Beekner comes down. Oh, well, kind of look at that. Beekner looked like he might have been spinning the tires a little bit, and no really anywhere for Wesley to go. We'll jump on board with that 35 machine. You hear that throttle go silent? Yeah, and it looked like Beekner just simply got back to the gas and washed down, so nowhere to go there for the 35 of Wesley Fuller, and track officials says that Beekner was the reason for the caution, so that's going to put him to the tail of the field. 22 laps to go. That caution is exactly what John Crooks was looking for. That is going to put him 5th when we get ready to go back racing, as it looks like the 18 of David Castelli coming around the field. He's going to get a lap back. Going to be the lucky dog. He will be the lucky dog. It's going to bring him back around as we get ready for the restart. Lights around on the iRacing Silverado pace truck here from Weedsport Speedway. Madsen had a really good restart, but Sanders just simply pulled away. We'll see if they can do anything any different here as we take a look. Let's go out and check out our spectator cam as we get ready to go back racing here from Weedsport Speedway. Give you a really good look at what the race fans are getting ready to see as green flag is back in the air. Crispin on the back bumper. Oh, 3 wide. Will that work? John Crooks got all over that left fender of Kinzer Crispin, and I think the caution flag has come back out. Something happened towards the tail of the field. Might have involved Robert Colgan. We'll take a look now. 94 machine, green flag out. There he is in that purple and black 94. Oh, yeah, just simply got into the outside. Oh, man, and David Castelli, who had just gotten some laps back. Nowhere to go. And that is going to put Robert Colgan in the pits. So we'll see what happens. And also, I do believe Robert Colgan's in the pits, and I want to say that possibly might see the 02 of Jeremy Beekner in the pits too. Beekner may be coming back out. We'll wait and see if he can get that 02 machine fixed as we are back under caution. 15 in of our 35 that make up our main event here tonight from Weedsport. Just turns 1 and 2. You know, I made the comment to open the broadcast. Turns 1 and 2, it's just awful. There's just something about that turn that just doesn't really work well. And it's even worse in the late models, whether it's a super late model or a pro late model. The limited late models aren't really as bad. They don't have enough horsepower to really, I would say, go in there and be dangerous. But the pro late models and the super late models, I mean, it's just kind of like a blind left. Matt Sanders on your screen, 3 points coming into this event. He trailed A.J. Renfro for the All-Star Dirt Series lead. Of course, he missed Lima Land, and I think that contributed, I should say, contributed to his points deficit as the lights go out on the iRacing Silverado pace truck. AJ Renfro, where is he at? He's going to restart 6th, so AJ has made a little bit of progress, as it looks like the All-Star Dirt Series officials have said, hey, we're going single file, so that may benefit Matt Sanders even more. We'll see what he can do off of turn number 4 as we get ready to go back racing. The iRacing Silverado pace truck makes that hard right-hand turn, and we're back green. Sanders looked like he was going to get into that turn a little hot, but he blowed it up. And there you see Kinzer Crispin in the 11, Wesley Fuller in the 35. Good run for Wesley so far, inside of that top 5, right in front of the guy that is charging hard, working from the tail. After going to get some repairs to 62, he will work underneath of Wesley Fuller. Let's go on board with John Crooks as he starts to rally through the field. Good look there as he dives way down to the bottom. It's all about getting the momentum. If you can keep momentum around these turns, now watch this. Off the gas, and just let that car slide all the way to the top. Can he get anything on Wesley Fuller? Right now, that 35 Busch Light machine is really working the high side of the racetrack, and Crooks just can't get the momentum to get around him. There you see Fuller get way high in 1 and 2. Now that might open the door for John Crooks to go there, but I'm telling you what, there's a really good battle for second too. This is Jason Madsen and the 11X of Kinzer Crispin battling in that second spot. really the top 5 just all under a blanket as A.J. Renfro now trying to throw his hat in the mix. Renfro just out of the top 5, needing a really good, solid finish to try and keep Matt Sanders at bay with the 410 sprint cars coming up. But I'm telling you, an impressive look at the top 5. Owen Fuller gets into the outside retaining wall. That's going to cost him a little bit of momentum. And, somebody is up and into the inside curve. Looks like David Castelli. Is he going to come out? He's going to take it off the racetrack. So the 18 is going to exit the racetrack. And they are all following that driver right there. He has been the man to beat so far this season, and he is the man to beat right now. That is Matt Sanders. 7 wins on the tour so far. Matt Sanders out of Brookings, Oregon in the Logitech GTR Simulators 24 machine. He has just been as smooth as possible. I know Bobby Pierce uses that nickname, the smooth operator, but I'm telling you what, that 24 machine, he is as smooth as can be. Let's go back to that battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You want to talk about a heated contest. Look at these 4. They are racing. Let's go on board that 11X of Kinzer Chrisman. Look at that view right on the inside of John Crooks, and Crooks has made his way up to 3rd. We get another caution as we now inside 10, make it 9 to go this time by. We get another caution. That 62 machine has really made some ground. Looks like Crooks having some trouble, though, trying to get around Jason Matson. We'll see if he kind of forces the issue anymore, as he, that last time, looked like he had to bog down that 62 machine. See if he uses the old proverbial chrome horn. Looks like Crooks is going to get a run that time. Can he do anything with it in turn 1? He'll go to the bottom. He's going to push Matson high. John Crooks has the advantage out of turn 2. He's going to go to 2nd. Now Madison, he's going to try and come back on him. He'll go to the middle of the racetrack in 3 and 4. Kinzer Chrisman and A.J. Renfro just getting a good view, as a really good exit off of turn 4 is going to put John Crooks in 2nd, but does he have enough time to run down that man? Matt Sanders, a 4-second advantage as he works around this Weedsport Speedway. Here on this Thursday night, 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go, coming to 6 now off of turn 4. We'll jump back to that battle for 2nd. John Crooks kind of pulled away. Kinzer Crispin and Jason Matson. They have been beside each other almost this entire event. They have been nose to tail as you start to see a little bit of shiny start to come up on this racetrack. I talked about the moisture. That was still in this racetrack when the feature started. Starting to get a little bit of slick there in the middle groove, as A.J. Renfro now has brought his car up to 5th. So a pretty good points day. I know he'd like to get a couple more to see if he can't solidify, at least lock in, I should say, the 2nd place in points when we go for the 410s at Volusia. But here he comes. A.J. Renfro going to go to the outside, going to get the door shut on him by Matson. As we'll jump on board A.J. Renfro's number 25 machine as he tries to get up inside of the top 3. The top 3 is the Kinzer Chrisman 11X. He's going to go up. Oh, and a little bit of contact there. Looks like that right side, he got into Matson. And A.J. Renfro forces the issue. Would be interesting to see if Matson kind of repays the favor on that. In the meantime, popsicle sticks are in the air for the 24 machine. 7 race wins. Didn't get to see him last time out at Limaland, but he has been a dominator here tonight. Nearly a 5-second advantage to 2nd place John Crooks. There you see Crooks just coming off of 4. The white flag flies. Looks like they're going to sort things out. A.J. Renfro did pick up that extra spot, so that will be beneficiary to him. For the 8th time in the 2021 season in the All-Star Dirt Series, it is Brooklyn, Oregon's a Matt Sanders in the 24 picking up the win. John Crooks coming home 2nd. Kinzer Chrisman 3rd. A.J. Renfro 4th. And rounding out the top 5, Jason Matson. There you go. Another big showing for that 24 of Matt Sanders. What a race. What a drive here tonight as he's going to park it on the front straightaway. He knows we're getting ready to chat with him, and we're going to do that. We're going to chat with our top 3 drivers when we return to Weedsport. It's the All-Star Dirt Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Post-race show coming up. The All-Star Dirt Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network is brought to you by TJR, Travis Auto Repair, Upstate Body Shop, and Joka Graphix. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Weedsport Speedway, where if you just joined us, you missed a whale of a show tonight. It was the Big Block Modifieds here from Weedsport that brought our attention and, of course, got us excited about racing here with the All-Star Dirt Series. And right now, we are going to talk to our top 3 drivers tonight. And that top 3 starts out with the driver in the 11X, Kinzer Chrisman. Kinzer, man, another podium for you. Looked like you had a really good race car. Gave Matt actually a really good race in that heat race. Talk about the feature tonight.
Oh, the track got a lot slicker than kind of expected, and no, the 2 guys finished in front of me, just ran more consistently. It hard searching for a line there the last 15, 20 laps. I guess Matt had something all night, and John found something when he came from the back after he pulled into the pits. But, credit to those guys there. John's real hot over the last couple weeks, and Matt, well, he's been in victory lane almost every race, so.
Yeah, and I was talking about that heat race. I noticed you were about a car length off of him most of the race. Do you feel like if you could have got into second and maybe had a little bit of a clean racetrack, you might could have ran with him or at least got close enough to challenge him?
When the track was tacky, I actually think I could have. I mean, in the heat race, it was tacky, first heat out. But once the track slicked off, I guess he found the bit more preferable line, and I was all over the track trying to search for something that was comfortable, and I never found it. But luckily, I was able to hang on to third place and at least come out with a podium. Can't be too upset about that.
Well, man, 2 races left in the 2021 season. The 410s, of course, next up at Volusia, and then we'll close it out with the super late models. If you had to look at the next 2 races, out of the 2, which one might be your pinpoint as your favorite that we've got left on the schedule?
Next week's been on the calendar since the season started. It's my favorite track, favorite car. So it'll be an interesting one. Hopefully can come out with a win there and collect on the bounty that's out on Matt. But if we can't, I guess we'll just have to settle. But that is the one looking forward to the most by a lot.
Well, man, you came in 4th in the points, coming in 34 points out of the top spot. When things shake up after this event, could be even a little closer to the top spot, and still a really good opportunity maybe to cash in not only on that bounty, but a points championship as well. Kinzer, we appreciate you chatting with us.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the broadcast. Good.
There you go, our 3rd place finisher, and I feel like a driver that has gotten better each time we have seen him out on the racetrack, and a guy that has really grown, I think, as the season went on. That is Kinzer Chrisman. 2nd place finisher tonight. Man, you got your first points win last time out at Limaland. Of course, 2nd win on the tour this year with that All-Star win at Knoxville. You had to go to the pits. Seen you got a little bit of damage early in the race. You had to go from the tail all the way back up to the front. Was you etching for maybe one more caution to see if you could actually maybe run down Sanders?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I had a little something for him there. I know how that track works really well and everything, and yeah, just didn't have enough time.
Well, coming into, of course, the evening tonight, as far as the points go, you come into the event, you was 15 points out of the top spot, going to finish 2nd tonight. AJ kind of struggled, so as we head to Volusia for the 410s, what's kind of the scenario for you for the next 2 races? Final 2 races, 410s at Volusia, super late models at Cedar Lake.
The last sprint race, we had a real close race for 1st through 3rd there, so looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun.
Well, man, congratulations. Solid run again tonight, and look forward to seeing how these next 2 races go for you. Still possibility of bringing home a championship, John.
Yep. See what I can do.
2nd place finisher, rather, tonight, John Crooks. The guy we talked to leading into the feature tonight picked up his heat win. Man, cautions came early, able to finally get some green flag laps, and this 24, man, stretched it out. I think they're even using the term bounty as we go into Volusia next time. Matt, your 8th win on the season. Got to be tickled with the way things worked out tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. Helps to start out on the front row like that, get out in the clean air, just minimize the mistakes and hope for the best.
Well, crazy to think you came into the event 3 points out of the top spot behind A.J. Renfro. A.J. had some trouble tonight. Points should shake up, but mathematically looking at it, really the top 5 still are within striking distance of that points championship with 2 races to go. 410's up next at Volusia. Tell us your thoughts on that.
Well, we'll hope for the best on that one because I don't race a lot of 410 sprint cars, but feel pretty comfortable on just about all the dirt cars on here. So I'm excited.
Well, should be confident. I mentioned the 8 wins so far on the 2021 campaign. That is 8 wins out of the 11 races. And I was looking at the schedule that we got left. You've already had pretty good success with the 410s and the super late models. So should be interesting. The final 2 races of the year. Congratulations, man, on your 8th win of the 2021 season.
Thank you.
Matt Sanders, winner tonight. A man of not many words. He doesn't say a whole lot, but, you know, he lets his performance on the racetrack handle that. Well, how do we handle wrapping it up? We take a look at our final results tonight here from Weedsport Speedway. And those final results look like this. It's Matt Sanders picking up the win, 8th win of the season. John Crooks, last week's winner at Lima Land. He's going to come home second. Rallied from the tail of the field to get that accomplished, too. Kinzer Crispin still hunting for his first win on the season. He comes on 3rd. Points leader coming in. A.J. Renfro 4th. Good rally for him. Jason Matson, who ran in the top 3 most of the night, is going to come home 5th. Barry McCarty 6th. Jeremy Beekner 7th. Wesley Fuller 8th. David Castelli, Robert Colgan, and Brian Shepard Jr. round out the field. Well, we had a fun time tonight. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Hey, we're going to take a week off. We're going to come back, and we're going to do it 410s at Volusia. We hope you join us then. For everyone at the Turn 3 Racing Network and the All-Star Dirt Series, my name is Cody Early. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope to see you again around the track.